Well, hello, and we're back. Welcome to Lengro live at 1.
I'm
Jack,
I'm Jack. I'm Jack Tyler.
I think you thought you were still in London then, and you had all the time. We're on screen. We're
I was
here.
waiting for you to say I'm Petulengro, but you've got your name at the bottom, so everybody knows who you are anyway.
There you go. There you go.
Well, how are you? How is everybody? We haven't seen you for so long. It's great to be back though.
It's been such a long time, of course, since Lengro Live. And that's because, of course, we've had lots going on. We've had COVID restrictions, people catching COVID. And Jack, of course, you've been on your own personal journey as well. And I know that when I've been live doing readings and things, everyone's asking how you are. Do you want to fill everyone in on what happened and how things are now?
Yes, well, I have been on a bit of a journey. I found out in September, as you know, when I was going for my last checkup, that the cancer that I'd had twice before, I had a sarcoma originally years and years ago in my leg, which, they got rid of, everything was fine, but it came back in my lung. And that was 3 years ago. And then in September on a checkup, I found that it had come back again in my lung. But this time it was still small, but it was more central. So this time they decided it's going to be a bigger operation and I would have to have like the whole right lobe of my lung removed. So that's what I was doing in September. But I found out on the Monday and then I was in on the Sunday. So it was a really quick operation, but the recovery time has been a bit longer this time. So yeah, it's been tough.
Well, you definitely look fighting fit. Also, as well, of course, we had a little. I had COVID on my 50th, didn't I? And we're going to be talking about turning 50 later on, guys. We had a little celebration, didn't we, of my turning 50 and you getting the all clear.
Yeah, we did. We went up to London and we spent two nights in a little lovely hotel, and we just did so much, didn't we?
We did indeed. And I've also got evidence as well. Let's have a little look. I've got some pictures here of what we got up to. Let's have a little look. Of course, we met at St Pancras Station. Where should we go first, of course, but the champagne bar at St Pancras. There we are, beginning our journey. And then, of course, you took me to a most amazing restaurant. Tell them what restaurant we went to for my birthday meal.
Well, we went to the Wolseley, which is my favourite restaurant, and but you've never actually been there, have you? And it's always for the celebrities.
I don't think they let gypsies in.
We saw Jennifer Saunders, didn't we, when we walked in?
We did indeed. And I got a lovely birthday cake, as you can see. But before that, we were rather posh as well because we went to the Ritz, didn't we?
We did. We went for cocktails to the Ritz. We went for lunch as well to a lovely little Italian, didn't we? And then we had cocktails at the Ritz, went to the Wolseley, and then we went to see Moulin Rouge.
It was spectacular, Jack. It really was. And of course, we got to meet the backstage cast as well. They were absolutely delightful. And what do you think of the show?
Oh, it was fantastic. It wasn't the same as the film, but it was brilliant. Really good.
It was. If you get the chance, make sure that you go and see Moulin Rouge. It's absolutely incredible from start to finish, isn't it?
It is. It's brilliant. But we've got Chrissy, Eileen, and Debbie and Jan. Hi, guys.
Oh,
hope you're okay. Hope you're enjoying January.
You guys. Chrissy says you two living the high life, which leads us into the right to do what you want when you turn 50, doesn't it?
I know. Well, first of all, Claire, how does it feel to be 50? Because I'm a bit further down the line. I'm 53 now, nearly 54. So how is it for you?
I think that turning 50 for me, I didn't get to go out on my 50th, as you all know, because I had COVID. I'm very, very secure with it, very happy with it, because I know so much more than I knew a decade ago. So it's fitting well with me. And I think, I absolutely love it. I know so much more. I'm glad to be getting older. I'm glad to be healthy. What about you when you turned 50, Jack? How did you feel?
I loved it. I mean, I just think life does begin at 50. I mean, I was thinking back about everything that's happened since I turned 50. I got signed up to a modelling agency, funnily enough, something that I didn't go for. It was just I was approached. I wrote a novel, which I just finished not so long ago. I got cancer twice.
In some very important hands. I'll say no more.
Yeah, it is. It's with a publisher at the moment. I did get cancer twice, but I beat cancer twice. So I think that's important. And I just think I'm grateful to be here. and every year is just a bonus. I love it.
I've made a few notes here. Around the time of 50, a woman develops the dual talent of laughing and peeing at the same time, and usually not on purpose. But did you know this, guys? Once a man reaches the age of 50, he'll find that there are more women in the world of his own age than men. And below 50, the reverse is true.
Oh.
35% of people in the UK are now over 50, and the life expectancy of a baby girl born in the UK in 1900 was only 50, and for boys it was about 3 years less. I wonder if that means that men have more stress than us. What do you think? No difference, says Chrissy Wheatley, between 30 and 50. Age is just a number. I like that.
But Chrissy, what about if you were dating? Would you think age was just a number then? I mean, they're saying now that there are a lot more 50-year-olds out there dating now because there's so many divorces and things like that. So, I mean, we're both single. And, how do you feel about dating a younger man? Is age just a number?
You know what? Let's have a little look, because I have uploaded some photographs. Let's have a little look at how some people look at 50. I mean, here we go. First, there's Sandra Bullock. I mean, she looks absolutely incredible. Next is one of my favorite stars. Look at that.
Oh, she's incredible.
Absolutely incredible at 50. And what about what you should wear at 50? Do you think that Jennifer Lopez is dressing too young for her age, or do you think she rocks the look? She's incredible. She's
gorgeous.
Absolutely incredible. Then, of course, we have Halle Berry. Stunning, as always. And Kim Basinger ain't looking too bad either. Look at that. And last but not least, I think the woman who's most famous for looking good for her age is Demi Moore. There you go. Look, she fits right in with us, Jack. Look.
I mean, she's late 50s now, Demi, isn't she? But she's just looks incredible. If you think back to when we were younger, when we looked at women of 50, it was completely different now. I think there's no rules now. I think you can wear your hair long, you can wear short skirts.
Exactly. I know that we're doing What's on the Box later, but last night I texted Jack because I was watching an old classic, actually with Demi Moore in, St. Elmo's Fire. And I actually think she looks better now than she did when she was younger.
Yeah, definitely. So what's Chrissy says that I'm quite happy on my own. I love the single life. I agree. I think I think it's nice to have a bit of both. But I think when you get older, you sort of appreciate your independence and that sort of thing. But it's nice to have someone to take you out for dinner and things like that, I think.
What if you were dating, Jack? Would you, or what about you guys out there? Would you want somebody who walks you home and leaves you at the door so you can get your fluffy slippers on, so that you can watch what you want, eat what you want? Or would you now be looking for someone to come home with you permanently?
Well, I think it would be quite nice for, especially at our age, to date somebody who has got their own house, is independent, drives, has a car. So you've got the choice. You've got the choice of where you want to spend your evening.
Of course, you also have some famous examples like Helena Bonham Carter. When she was married to her husband, I believe it was Tim Burton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They've got houses next door to each other with interconnecting doors so the children can go through. So has she got it right or has she got it wrong? What are you guys?
Well, they're divorced, so who knows?
Yeah, even that didn't work. The space didn't work for them either. Amber Redman, lovely to see you as well, my darling. So what about dating, the dating game then, Jack? What do you think?
Yeah, well, talking about dating, I've always said I would never go on a dating app. The thought of it just makes me cringe. I feel like you're just shopping for somebody. It's just I'm not actually looking for somebody.
But you were bamboozled, weren't you, by your friends recently? Or are they still friends? That's what I need to know.
My cousin set me up on a dating site without me knowing, did a profile and everything. And then she texted me and said, "Oh my God, you've got 108 messages." I was mortified, absolutely mortified. But when I actually went on there, I didn't sort of converse with anyone, but I was really enjoying looking at all the messages, and each day there'd be more, and it was good fun actually. But I didn't sort of engage with anybody. I was kind of playing it safe. Yeah. But what I found is the men our age, well, the men that I saw that were our age, they looked like they were about 70, and they were like quite like desperate. They wanted a relationship, wanted to settle down. Whereas the guys that were too young, but the ones just a bit younger than us were fine. You know, they were, you know.
You get some men that want to date an older woman, don't you? For
Yeah.
me, the problem being single is, you know, what do I put on my dating profile? Clairvoyant. I mean, what kind of replies am I going to get? I don't think that I'd feel comfortable with a dating app. How many of you guys out there have been on a dating app? Have you been burned, or has it been an experience which has led to the love of a lifetime?
Well, Chrissy said, did you see Colleen Nolan's new partner on Loose Women? Yes, I did. Did you, Claire? Did you see it yesterday?
I haven't yet. No.
Well, she met him on Tinder,
Yeah.
and he came onto the show yesterday to talk about her and about their relationship.
Yeah.
And she said it's like one of the best relationships she's ever had. She said he's really calm, he's really kind, and she looks so happy. You know, but she was quite scared of dating apps to start off with, and she had a few sort of bad experiences. But they say you keep looking and looking, and then you find the one. And they seem really happy. But she did get a bit of grief from her daughter, Kira, because she was a bit upset about the whole thing. She thought it was her mum's sort of last attempt of having a man sort of thing. And she did actually, apparently Colleen went into her bedroom and cried. But I think it is tough for children, isn't it? But even the old, I think especially the older kids, because they might have seen mum and dad together for so many years, and then now mum's going off on her own, looking, you know, being independent.
What about your kids? Do your kids want you to date, or do they want you to stay single and just a mum forever?
Oh, my daughter thinks I should just be. She says, you know, you've been married, you're old now. You should just be happy being at home. That's what she's 26.
Right. Well, in that case, I'm definitely meeting up with you next month, and we're definitely going somewhere where we might meet some eligible single young men who don't judge me on just being a clairvoyant. And we would like to know your dating stories as well. So do fill us in.
Oh, Amber says she would like an independent man with home and teeth. Yep. Who pays for the next meal sounds good to me. And if he can make me laugh, even better. I agree. I absolutely agree.
Humor has got to be essential. My father told me at a very young age that always judge a man not by his car, but by his shoes. And to this day, I still do.
Yeah, I mean, so what would you be looking for, Claire? If you had to write down on your profile, what sort of
sanity, first of all, because I'm very
nice shoes.
Not nice shoes is a must. Somebody who enjoys working as well as pleasure and time off. Somebody who looks after themselves, so could go on long walks. And
you do like a man in a suit, don't you?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the number one rule. Honey and I saw Pretty Woman at the theatre, and the lead man in it, even Honey went, "Oh my God, Mum." And I said to her, "It's because he's wearing a suit. That's what it is. A man in a tuxedo." I mean, absolutely. But that's a lot to do, I think, with the era that we grew up in as well, isn't it? Yeah. I think like the 1950s style man as well. You know, that kind of the nice trousers and the shirt that they had on, and absolutely.
And the chivalry. Like I'd like. I mean, I think it's hard to sort of say, I don't really have a type. And I think it's hard when you're on a dating site to look at somebody and know if there's going to be a connection. Because I can't be bothered with all the going on the dates and, you know, seeing if you like them. I like to see someone in the flesh and see if you've got a connection.
But you see, maybe the men that are watching today won't know what us women want anymore. Would you like a man to pull out a chair for you at dinner?
Yes, I would like a man to take me out to dinner. I'd like a man to pay for the dinner. But I'm not so bothered about pulling the chair out or opening the car door or that sort of thing.
I'll have the one that pulls the chair out. You can have the one that, you know, pays for dinner.
But just somebody, I'd like somebody calm. I don't want drama in my life anymore. I'd like somebody that was calm, you know, had a good sense of humor, was dependable. So if you broke down or you needed something doing in the house, they'd pop over and help. You know, you're looking for different things when you're our age.
Yeah. Chrissy says, lovely, bubbly, beautiful lady with a great personality, looking for companionship, looking for love. There you go. I love it. Anne has never been on a dating site. Neither have I, Anne. I'm not sure I would ever venture there. Sam Clements is watching, and Gemma Quayle, of course, from Lengro.
Hi, Jen.
Her daughter, let's send some well wishes. Casey tested positive yesterday, so she's at home with Casey, looking after her. And Leslie's with me. Soon. She likes a man in a suit as well. She's never been on a dating site. And Leslie Anthony has been watching Celebrity Dating, Jack.
Yes, we were going to be talking about that as well today, because I've been watching that as well, and I'm loving Ulrika Johnson. She's just smashing it. I mean, she's another lady that wants to grow old disgracefully, and I love her because she's so unapologetic, isn't she, for her behaviour, and I just think she's great. And she says, my behaviour may make some people feel uncomfortable, but I will not go quietly into the night of old age. I have some years behind me. I have more years behind me than I do in front of me, and I intend to spend them as I want.
I did see a clip where she said apparently that the man they'd matched her with was far too old. So perhaps she likes a younger model.
Well, she was with two men that were her sort of age, and they were quite boring. And then she went with a younger guy who was about 26 or something. And she quite liked him. Now, I mean, I think for me that would be way too young. But you can see she has more. She's a bit wild, isn't she? So she likes the younger man.
Yeah, well, we used to share the same agent, Ulrika and I, and I think that she's looking for the pure love, and she hasn't had that so far. So we definitely wish her the best of luck indeed. So Celebrity Go Dating, when's that start, Jack?
That's on. It's sort of halfway through, and it's really good. It's really worth the watch. It's on E4 every night, 4 nights a week at 9 o'clock.
Fantastic. Go on. Do you want to go on with celebrities with the what to watch, or would you like to switch to anything royal, perhaps?
So what were we were talking about Ulrika, weren't we? Oh, dating tips. I've got some dating tips from the Telegraph for the over 50s. So their advice is use a dating app for the over 50s. I don't agree with that, because like I said, our men our age are take up a hobby to meet like-minded people. Freshen up your wardrobe to make you feel good. Start exercising to boost energy. Try a solo holiday. Take your time and wait for the right connection. And very importantly, stay safe in the bedroom, because, women hitting menopause and things now think, oh, I can't get pregnant, but you still got to stay safe in the bedroom.
Oh my goodness, no. So definitely no babies coming from this factory, but but I don't know if I'd go on a dating app, but I would quite fancy, not for a date, but just for the fun of it, the speed dating, because I talk so quickly, I could tell him my whole life in 10 seconds.
You wouldn't get to the second person, though. That's the thing when the bell rang, would you?
I know, I wouldn't. Amber Redmond says, I removed years ago remember, I think you mean Amanda, being invited back to a chap's home. It turned out to be a tent in the moors with all the furniture stacked around. He had just broken up with his girlfriend and had to move out with all his furniture. Quite an experience. Well, Amber, did you go on a second date?
And has anybody had any funny dating stories that they want to share with us?
I have a funny dating story.
Go on.
Please do share yours with us today here on Lengro Live. I went for a date, I think it was about 8 years ago now, and somebody rang me from my childhood that I'd known when I was a child, and he said, found me through Facebook, I'd love to take you out for dinner. And I remembered that he played the guitar, was really cool when I was younger, really nice guy. So we went for dinner and had an absolutely amazing dinner. And then he said, can I have the check, please? And he said, I've had such a good night tonight. I said, so have I. And he said, it's so nice to meet someone who understands me, because my wife just doesn't. I very quickly said, taxi.
But what about looks? How important are looks to you?
No, looks aren't important, because looks go. I think men age better than women. I don't know about you. I think a lot of men look better as they're older, and they do change quite a lot. For me, the sense of humor can sort of, take over from what people look like. Because sometimes when you're talking to someone, when you're rushing around in life, how much chance do you get just to go and admire their sort of visage,
But I think you have to sort of see somebody that you have that attraction for, don't you? Initially,
that chemical reaction that you get is not through a person's face; it's through the electricity that you have between each other, and that's through a number of factors. It could be the way they hold themselves, the sort of tone of their voice. I think it's got to be mental and physical. So
there's nothing specific that you would look for, like blonde hair or tall, or
going forward, I think maybe dark haired. purely probably through the sort of Hollywood icons I grew up with, like Cary Grant and things. And Cary Grant was gay, so what about picking the right partner? Clearly,
I do like blue eyes. I have to say, there is something
eye
about
color
blue
wouldn't
eyes.
no, eye color definitely wouldn't matter to me. Debbie says a good personality. Oh, I do link with Leslie there, and Leslie and I, like you and I, have a lot in common. Accents. You know, I like an accent, Jack.
Yep, you like an accent. I like an accent. I like an Irish accent. You like a Mediterranean-y,
Yes.
Italian. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Debbie says suits as well. So suits seem to be quite a topic of conversation, particularly.
I'm the other way. I much rather see a man sort of casual, like I kind of like.
Thank God we will never clash.
I like the sort of blokey man, you know, like the man that works with his hands, the builder type, you know.
No, that's such good news. I'm so happy. When are we going to London?
Right, so what else have we got? We've got, should we do some celebrity news? Should we catch up with the gossip?
Let's catch up with the gossip, indeed. Hold on. So, celebrity news. We've seen celebrities go dating. What celebrity news would you like to talk about?
Well, have we got Liz Hurley up there?
Oh, we have indeed.
That's another beautiful lady over 50. She is incredible. She has an amazing figure and she's just stunning. Well, she's raising awareness for breast cancer as it's World Cancer Day on the 4th of February. And she's encouraging everyone to regularly check their breasts, as breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer worldwide. And she said she checks her breasts every month. She's the ambassador, the global ambassador for Estee Lauder companies. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what she's saying at the moment.
Listen, a little known fact here. We do know, don't we, that she's got a famous godparent for her child. But did you know, or can you guess, how many godparents she's got for her son?
No.
How many would you guess? Well, her son Damien has 7 godparents. His godparents are Elton John, as we all know, Hugh Grant, naturally, David Furnish, Henry Dent Brocklehurst, Patsy Kensit is also a godparent, Heath Ledger, and Dennis Leary as well. And in return, Elizabeth is the godmother of Victoria and David Beckham's sons, Brooklyn and Romeo. And she's also godmother to Hugh Grant's daughter, Tabitha, as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they went out for a long, long time, but they're still really good friends, aren't they? Her and Hugh Grant.
Yeah, absolutely. And she stood by Hugh all through the court case that he had, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so talking about standing by your man, we've got some breakups.
Oh, who's broken up?
Well, I'm sad to say Denise Van Outen, who's a regular on Channel 4 Steph's Packed Lunch, she split up with a partner of, oh, look, we're wearing the same top.
We're matching.
We're matching.
Well, come on, tell us a bit about the top then.
Well, yes, this top is from Never Fully Dressed, which you can buy online. You can go online. They've got some great clothes. I love their clothes. They're a bit expensive, but I got this in the sale, so it was a bargain.
Yeah.
But so she split up with her partner of 7 years, Eddie Boxall, earlier this month. And when she discovered he was cheating on her.
Oh.
He's actually desperately trying to get back with her, but friends have said that she's moved on, and she said, no, that's it. So yeah, but they were on Gogglebox together. Do you remember?
Yeah, absolutely. Can I just say as well, when you say never fully dressed, for those of you watching who might see our lovely smart tops, both Jack and I today are having our sort of tracksuit bottoms and slippers on while we're live to you today as well. So never fully dressed as well. Listen, Denise Van Outen, after a brief period going by the moniker Denise Douglas, she added the Van to make her name more interesting, and it acknowledged her Dutch ancestry. And her classmates at Sylvia Young Theatre School included Emma Bunton, Ashes to Ashes star Keely Hawes, and moving wallpaper actor James Lance, and the Appleton sisters.
Oh.
So there's good old Denise.
And Alan Carr. Oh, there she is there again, yeah.
Love the dress.
Yeah. Well, Alan Carr, he split up with his husband, Paul Drayton, after 13 years together and 3 years of marriage.
Let's have a little look. Oh, hold on. Let's have a little look. I was trying to bring up Alan Carr, then the Mercury retrograde made the screen go all squiffy. There he is, look. Lovely Alan Carr. Lovely guy.
Yeah.
I don't think
And Ryland, it wasn't too long ago, Ryland split up with his husband.
No, I think that was because he wanted children and his partner didn't. Yeah.
I wonder if they had a party, a divorce party. Claire, do you know anything about divorce parties that
I
you'd like to
made
share?
a divorce party. I don't remember a lot of it, but I did. I did after I got divorced. Walk into a bar with my mother and buy the whole pub a drink and start a party. I don't know what I was thinking. Have any of you had a divorce party? What did you do after divorce to mark it? Did you travel? Did you discover yourself, or did you do as I did and buy a round?
Oh, look, Chrissy says Keith Duffy is very good looking and he's Irish and his accent, well, you can't beat the Irish accent. When I met him, oh my God, nearly fainted.
You love the Irish accent. Can I just say hello to James, who's watching as well?
Hi, James.
With Paulie Casey as well. Shall we get a bit royal, Jack? What do you think?
Yeah, let's get a bit. Well, it's something to look forward to, isn't it? We've got the Queen's Platinum Jubilee this year. So that's something nice to look forward to because she's had a few horrific years, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's had a dreadful time, bless her. And she does carry on. I think she is definitely the epitome of carry on regardless, isn't she?
Oh my God, she is my icon. She just doesn't put a foot wrong, does she? She's never put a foot wrong. She's just incredible. But
incredible.
Yeah, so this year we've got a whole year of celebrations to look forward to. So on the 6th of February, the Queen will become the first British monarch to celebrate a Platinum Jubilee, marking 70 years of service. And we've got a 4-day bank holiday to look forward to from the 2nd to the 5th of June. So we better get planning some things for us to do. And one of the events that will be taking place is the Platinum Pudding Competition. So I thought this is a good one for your Lucy. There's a nationwide baking competition to find a new pudding dedicated to the Queen. And on the judging panel will be Mary Berry, Monica Galetti, and Buckingham Palace head chef Mark Flanagan. And the winning recipe will be made available to the public. So, yeah.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Well, I've got a few royal facts for you at the moment. Did you know that as far as the royals are concerned, you're not supposed to touch them?
Yeah, I knew that.
You're not supposed to touch them at all. And going back to Denise Van Outen, who we were just talking about, Denise flashed her bra at Prince Charles during a charity concert in 1999. Her mate dared her to flash him. So she said, Prince Charles' mouth just dropped. The most embarrassing fact was that I was wearing my Marks and Spencer's bra and not a flash one. Well, at least she wasn't touching the royalty, was she?
Well, there must be something about Prince Charles, because didn't Jerry Halliwell pinch his bum when she was in the Spice Girls?
He pinched his bum and she also kissed his cheek and left a lipstick mark as well. So, you know, she should be sent to the tower for that. She really should.
But talking about Charles, isn't it nice that apparently the rift is being healed between him and Harry now in time for the Queen's celebrations?
Absolutely. I mean, how do all of you out there feel about rifts in the family? Do you have a rift with a family member that you long to heal? Or did you not talk to certain family members and then made up and feel better or worse for it? Family rifts can be hard, can't they?
I don't think we've ever had any family rifts in our family, to be honest. So, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we fight all the time, but no proper rifts. No rifts will be fallen out, not spoken.
Yeah, well, let us know. And I do hope that they do build some bridges, particularly for the Queen right now as well. Chrissy says Eamon Holmes cuddled Camilla and kissed her on the cheek. Ooh. Another one for the tower.
But talking about the royals, I don't know whether you saw recently, but Kate's brother, James Middleton, he's actually come out and spoken out about his clinical depression, because he suffered with depression for a long, long time. And he said that when he got diagnosed, he said he just disappeared with his dogs, and they went to a wild, remote part of the Lake District without telling anyone, because he said his best strategy for coping with mental health is to be out in nature. He said nature is a fantastic support for your mental health and well-being. But he says that he always finds January a difficult month. He said, while most people are settling down to setting new goals, people like him are just about surviving. But he set a new mantra, which he says to himself, which is inspired by his dogs. He said, don't spend every moment thinking of the one to come or the one in the past. The past is imperfect. The future will be too, but now is that's what we can do something about that, so which is quite important to stay mindful, stay present. That's what I'm always, I put affirmations and things on all the time on my Facebook and things,
to stay in the moment is dreadfully important. And if you want to reveal some mantras that you can use, then make sure that you're following Jack on Beneath the Covers as well. And I'll bring up your link so that people can see as well. So
and if anybody's got any January blue stories that they want to share or get any advice, then just send us a comment now and we'll
so Chrissy says the bigger the family, the more rifts you have, but life is too short, and I think you should never go to bed on an argument. I love that saying. Absolutely love it. Yeah. Nice one. So listen, linking to the royals as well, did you know, as you all know with my astrology link, the standout astrologers linked to royalty were John Dee and also William Lilly. Did you know that Isaac Newton was also an astrologer as well? He trained in that. We had a character, William Lilly, and he used to advise King Charles and Cromwell. So he calculated a favourable escape route for King Charles I at his request, but the king famously, willfully and stubbornly didn't take his advice. Otherwise, he might have survived. His other tasks, William Lilly, included being hired by Cromwell to stand on battlefields to give his verdict before the actual battle began. And he was never wrong when he advised them when to start a battle, when to withdraw as well. So the royals do like us astrologers and clairvoyants, it would seem.
Well, talking about astrology, Chrissy says, I forgot to tell you, did my horoscope a few months back, and you were right about my finances. Thank you, Claire.
Oh, thank you so much. What do you reckon then, Jack? Do you think we ought to have a little look at the stars for everybody?
Yeah, let's find out what's happening.
Okay, let me have a little look.
Is Mercury still retrograde?
Mercury's still retrograde until February the 3rd. And of course, Mercury rules travel and communications. While Mercury is retrograde, don't try to go through a problem, but always go around it. Back up all documentation that's on a computer. So as of yesterday, though, Mercury's retrograde in Capricorn. Venus is in Capricorn and Mars is in Capricorn as well. The Sun is in Aquarius from January the 19th, a few days ago, up until February the 18th. So what does that mean? Well, during this time, we'll be feeling the need to better ourselves and to build a future as well. Can you feel that? There's also in line with us coming out of the coronavirus rules. So as we go back into a more normal world, it's therefore natural that we'll start thinking about where our lives are going to now. So over the coming weeks, we'll find new ways and a better perspective on life as well. This aspect that we've got, it gives us our freedom, and freedom becomes a lot more significant now. And that goes to prove the point, doesn't it? That as above, so below. Mercury's in Capricorn as of yesterday till February the 14th, Valentine's Day. And when Mercury's in Capricorn, our thought process is much more pure and thorough. We can get things done and we can finish all the work we started. So now's the time for us all to address the things that we've been putting off. Our survival instincts become much stronger, and what we're interested in right now is going to have a benefit for us long term as well. So it's really a time for us to start putting our plans into action right now.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's really exciting.
It is. Indeed. See, Mercury retrograde can be a good thing as well, because when you have to analyze things, you get a chance to make them better, whereas before you would have just gone through them.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have been taking more of an interest in the moon and the power of the moon and the planets and everything. And I definitely feel that at the moment. I don't know whether anybody else does, but yeah. Definitely feel like.
As I said, if Isaac Newton was also an astrologer and such a clever guy, then he saw that we should take meaning of what goes on above us and how it dictates us. Of course, the moon and tides affect us as well. And animals know when to hibernate because they feel it, they sense it from what's going on in the sky and in the ocean. So astrology is something to me which has proven itself because it's still here. And
Yeah.
funny enough, over the years, when a new newspaper editor takes over a newspaper, they always try and make changes to sort of set the pace and show it's my newspaper now. And over the years, lots of newspaper editors have tried to take horoscopes out of the dailies. And when they've tried to do it, within that day they've taken it out. They've had so many complaints, they get put back in again.
Yeah.
The first horoscope appeared in a newspaper in 1899, and they're still going strong. So I say, that in itself proves its point.
Yeah. And of course, you're in Pick Me Up magazine, aren't you?
Magazine every Thursday. I'm also doing Silver Magazine, which is a magazine for over 50s as well. But I cheated because I was doing that when I was 49. Over 100 titles worldwide as well. Let's have a little look. I like reading the stars on your page, Claire. Thank you very much, Joe. Have you had any of that mushroom tea today, Jack?
Oh, do you know what? I haven't, because I had it last night, because I've been having it in the daytime. It's incredible. But I thought I'll try it at night time, because sometimes what I'm finding, I'm waking up in the middle of the night.
Mushroom tea is as well, Jack.
Yeah, it's just the mushrooms.
Jack.
Not that sort of mushrooms. No, mushrooms are really, they're full of powerful properties, and they're really good for the immune system. And the particular one that I'm taking is for calmness, anxiety, and that sort of thing. And I've been taking it during the day, but I thought I'd try it last night before I went to bed, and I had a great night's sleep. It takes a bit of getting used to. The taste is a bit, you haven't really tasted anything like that before, but once you get used to the taste, it's actually quite nice. I quite look forward to it, but it's brilliant.
Could you say it's similar to in taste, perhaps, so the viewers can get a bit of an idea?
It's really strong. It tastes like, I don't know, like a gravy. It's really strong. It's a really strong sort of taste. So I have it like a tea. I used to put it in other drinks and it was horrible, but I just have it on its own like a tea. But
if it tastes like gravy, Lucy would love it. When I do if it tastes like a gravy, my Lucy would love it, because my daughter, when I make a Sunday roast, she gets the gravy when I'm not looking, and before I've finished the whole meal, I see her pouring a whole cup of gravy and sort of running off with it. So
because it's got that real deep mushroomy, strong sort of taste,
Yeah. Oh, please read out Chrissy's comment. That's so lovely.
I've learnt one thing, and I've had a lot of heartache, is always look forward, not backwards, and also be positive and never negative. Like they say, things can only get better. Yeah. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, isn't there? However bad things get, it will follow by something good, And
I think our checklist needs to be about what's going on that's good in our lives, rather than counting up what's bad in our lives as well. And then you take the focus onto that, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, if you wake up in the morning with if you're miserable, you have a negative attitude, that's going to take you through the day. But if you force yourself to be positive, just a positive thought, get out of bed, open the windows, and breathe the fresh air, or listen to the birds or something. Just do something positive. It sets you up for the rest of the day.
I think another important fact is, life is short and every day is there to be lived. Perhaps if you've got friends that you feel obliged to talk to when the phone rings, maybe those friends who bring you down, who moan, send it to answer phone, and make yourself a promise that you'll only pick up the phone to those who lift you, because quite often who we interact with on a day-to-day basis, that's what sets our mood, isn't it?
Exactly.
And funny enough, if you get on a bus and the bus driver's rude to you, then you get off that bus, you're in a bad mood. You're in a newsagent's, you give them a bad mood, he gives 100 people a bad mood. However, if you go somewhere and you're lifting people every day, and you pick out, what can I see about this person that lifts me? Haven't you got a lovely smile or lovely top? Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. It does. It's a chain reaction, isn't it?
And also think, if the bus driver's horrible to you or somebody's rude to you, maybe they're having a bad day. You have to sort of think about that. Don't take it personally. It's not about you. It's about what they're going through as well. So that's,
you never know what's going on behind closed doors. Marmite. Chrissy Wheatley says Marmite and gravy granules for us, and Oxo. I've never put Marmite in my gravy. Have you?
I've made gravy with Marmite in it as well. Yes, nice.
I might have to try that this Sunday. Thank you very, very much, Chrissy. Let's have a little look here, because if I look down here, I think we have got what to watch on the box. What about you, Jack?
Well, I don't know about you. I don't know if you watched it, Claire, but I'm sure everybody else has watched it because it's just brilliant. Trigger Point. It started on Monday at 9 o'clock, and it's with the brilliant Vicky McClure from Line of Duty. And it is just, I've only seen one episode because there isn't a series link, unfortunately, because I'd love to have watched all of the episodes, but it is brilliant. It's about a bomb disposal expert called Lana. And it's just, you know, it's so interesting about what they go through, and there is a shock in it that will make you jump. And I knew that something was going to happen to make me jump, but I still jumped. It's just brilliant. But Vicky McClure, she's actually like really funny in real life. But at the end of filming, she wanted them to arrange something special for the cast and the crew. So she got in touch with Greg's, you know, the bakery. And she said she wants something special. So they turned up in a customized bomb disposal van, Greg's van, with sausage rolls for the whole of the cast and crew. That's what the picture was that you brought up a minute ago.
Oh, that's so lovely, isn't it? Love a Greg's. Who doesn't love a Greg's, eh? Well, I've been watching. Let me have a little look here. Let me find it for you all. And do let us know as well, guys, if you've got something that you can recommend for us to watch. I've been watching both Dirty John and Dirty Betty. I discovered, though, only today by doing my research for this picture, Jack, that Dirty Betty is actually a true story.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Isn't Dirty Betty different from that second one?
So these are two different series.
Right.
The Dirty Betty is about a woman who basically she takes on a man who's really using her for her finances and her money, and this is what he does. He goes around. But Dirty John is about a woman who gets used to her lifestyle with her husband, only to find out that he's been having an affair with someone at work who he goes on to marry. We can all lose the plot at different times in our life, but I don't know how many of you would drive your car into the house your children are in with their father. It makes for some gripping viewing, and you really follow her on her psychological journey.
Is that on Netflix?
Yep, that's on Netflix, I do believe. And I didn't realize there were two series, so I've only watched series 1, and I'm about to watch series 2 later this week.
I don't know whether you've watched Afterlife, but we're on the 3rd series now with Ricky Gervais. What's Jen saying?
She's, well, here we've got, it's the dog, isn't it? Everybody loves the dog.
Yeah, well, the dog is the star of the show. That's Brandy. But Brandy's played by Antilly, the German Shepherd. And Antilly's been helping to raise money for the Florence Nightingale Hospice in Stoke Mandeville. And a framed print of the dog was auctioned and raised £260 for the hospice. Well, but everybody loves the dog, don't they? And everybody wanted to know at the beginning of the series, does the dog die? Because we know it's going to be the final series. But Ricky Gervais has said the dog is definitely not going to die.
Oh my goodness. So let's have a little look though, because I did have some notes which I'm having trouble to find. So
while you're looking for that, Chrissy says Lie to You with Charlie Brooks is meant to be a great program. She's downloaded it but hasn't watched it yet. And Gemma's going to she's going to binge watch it. All of the new series of The Bay is now on ITV. I love The Bay. Yeah, that's good.
So listen, for all of you out there that have a dream, maybe it's a book that you've written, maybe it's a career that you want to follow. Ricky Gervais was trying out several career paths in order to make his living as an entertainer. Before The Office became a massive success, he hosted a talk show called Meet Ricky Gervais, and it was cancelled after only 6 episodes. Look at where he is now. Make sure that you do keep going for your dreams. He's also in the Guinness World Book of Records because his podcast was the most downloaded in history. And for those of you that have never heard of the Britpop band Suede, do you remember them, Jack? You've got to remember Suede. Come on, they were. I
remember the name. Name me a song that they sang.
Oh, So Young, Trash, Beautiful Ones. But surprisingly enough, before Suede attained their level of fame, which sounds really low now because you don't know who they are, this is a band that was managed by Ricky Gervais in the early 80s. He was a band manager, and he cut ties with the band, though, in order to work on his own aspirations and success as an entertainer, which is probably why you've never heard of Suede since. After Ricky Gervais earned a degree in philosophy from the University College of London, he needed to find a way to make money. don't we all, when we're chasing our dreams? Before his entertainment career took off, he actually cut grass and pruned hedges. Can you believe that? So if you're doing another job that you don't like, don't worry about it.
Well, I
When
have a confession to make.
oh, go on. You dated him.
No, but I've always had a bit of a crush on Ricky Gervais. I don't know what it is, because he's not really your typical good-looking bloke, but there's something about him.
I know what it is because of your star sign. It's his dark sense of humor.
Oh, and he's an animal lover as well. That
And
helps.
the scene in the park when he's with his dog and he says to his dog, "What did you say?" And then this man told him, "You can't walk dogs." And I can't say it on air what he says, but he translates what the dog has said. Listen, when we think about Ricky Gervais, the last thing that comes to mind is the idea that he's a tough guy. But despite that, he's actually an undefeated boxing record holder, chosen to take part in celebrity boxing as well, against Anthea Turner's, I think it's her ex now, Grant Bovey. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
They fought for 3 rounds and he made £5,000. And lovely Ricky Gervais, you'll love me more now, Jack. He donated his £5,000 winnings to the training of a Macmillan nurse who specialised in cancer support.
Oh.
Yeah. I think we ought to get Jack and Ricky Gervais together, don't we?
Well, I don't know, because I've got a bit of competition here. James Wheatley Bradford said, "I absolutely love Ricky Gervais and his work. I haven't yet watched Afterlife, but his sense of humour and dark humour is exactly what the world needs." Yeah, I agree.
Who doesn't love a bit of dark humour? Jem says, "Getting Away with Murder with Violet Davis on Netflix is gripping." Thank you, Jem. I'll write that down. So Chrissy bought a Roku streaming device. Tell us more about that, Chrissy. There's a lot of old and new films and old and new programs. It's the best thing I bought. Let us know, Chrissy, for everybody else, where you got that from as well. Sounds amazing.
I did find Brookside. I think that was on Prime, on Amazon Prime. So I've downloaded that and I've yet to sit and watch Brookside. I used to love Brookside, didn't you?
I moved to America and I used to get my father to record Brookside, all of the episodes on a video recorder so I could watch it when I came home to visit.
Because there was an omnibus on Saturdays. I used to love the
There
omnibus.
was an omnibus on Saturday. And of course, it was the first lesbian kiss in television history in England as well, isn't it? So breaking ground. I wonder what Phil Redmond is doing now. We have to look into that for the next live, won't we?
Yeah.
Right. So where are we, Jax?
What have we got now? Oh, one for the ladies here. Bradley Cooper.
Oh, I don't mind if I have to put this picture up. Okay, just for you, Jack. He is absolutely gorgeous. He really is. You had to find a picture with no top on as well, didn't you, Jack?
Well, this is because he had to strip for his new movie, Nightmare Alley. And the 47-year-old spent 6 hours naked in front of the crew and the cast in a bathtub for his role as a carnival worker turned con man. He said the nude scene was vital for the story. Well, I'm sure the cast and crew, were. It was such a hard job, wasn't it, to have to watch that for 6 hours? But I'm sure they appreciated his dedication to his art.
Indeed. And if you're looking for celebrity gossip, that's what comes up when you're on a Lengro live show. Let me ask you, and all of you out there as well, what on earth went on between Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga? Because it almost looks like she was obsessed and he wasn't interested.
I don't know. That's passed me by. That has.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, when they were sort of filming, oh my goodness, help me out here, guys. What was the film called?
Star is Born.
A Star is Born. And they had this great chemistry in the film. But afterwards, they did a set where she played live and they played together.
Oh, I remember now.
Still incredible. And shortly after, he broke up with his fiancée, who I believe had his child as well. See there, Joe, tell me, you say he was good with singing with Lady Gaga. They may as well have done it on stage, Jack. The electricity, the eye contact, it was absolutely amazing. It really, really was. But yeah, we don't know what went on there. Let's have a look. What does James say, Jack?
My mum and I watched The Bill. Oh, yes, from the 20th season. We prefer the old to the new. I also recommend the Friends reunion for nostalgia if you haven't watched it. Yes, we've seen the Friends reunion, haven't we?
You have, Jack, and you had a bit of an opinion on it too, about the way everybody had aged, talking about...
Oh, the thing is, they haven't aged gracefully, have they? Or disgracefully. I mean, Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston are beautiful women, but they've had so much work done. I was so shocked. I was so sad, actually, watching the Friends reunion. You know, they could hardly sort of move their mouths. And I just think, what a shame, because they're such gorgeous women.
Don't you think, though, if we were back in the 80s and you saw photographs of celebrities now where they've had so much treatment and they're so frozen, that you'd think they look like aliens? You'd think that a race had come down and reproduced, wouldn't you, on this planet? So, but I think it's a lot to do, isn't it, with the circles they mix in. If everybody they're mixing with in Hollywood is sort of, you know, needled to the extent they are, then to them that's normal, isn't it?
Yeah, they probably think that's what you're supposed to look like.
Yeah. Let's have a little look. Asda. Oh, well, you get it from Asda. The box that Chrissy was talking about, and it's gone back up to £25 from Asda. Worth the money. It has Netflix, BritBox, Amazon, films old and new, and programs on ITV. Well, in my household with a 13 and 14-year-old teenage girls, I let them choose what we watch at night. Now I'm trying to take more time out to be mum and have fun with them. But my daughter seems to choose the very worst horror films. And last night, or 2 nights ago, she made me watch something called Hereditary. Absolutely couldn't stand it. And I found out by the end of the film, she'd watched it 3 times. It was her 3rd time. You went to see another classic film, sort of trilogy now. You went to see Scream, didn't you? The latest Scream.
My daughter went to see Scream. Yeah, she was disappointed because she is the biggest Scream fan in the world. And she was very disappointed.
Was it because Courtney Cox could no longer look scared?
Well, Courtney Cox was only in it for a little while, so I don't think she did see much of her. But yeah, she was very disappointed because she's been waiting. Sometimes when you rehash these things, they're not as good, are they? You know.
No, I know. Listen, we've got sometimes things come up, don't they, that make you go off on a tangent. I can't believe that Jack and I have stuck to the running order that we have today.
First time ever, I think.
We're talking about dating, aren't we? And Chrissy Wheatley, earlier we were, and Chrissy Wheatley says, I met Barry Manilow and it was like meeting a real mannequin. When I lived in New York when I was 19 to 21, I actually dated Barry Manilow's bass player. He was called Larry.
Barry and Larry.
It was Barry and Larry. So I used to get tickets to go and see Barry's shows, front row, to see the guy that I was seeing perform in his band as well. And yes, his face I don't think his face has ever moved, Barry's, at all, has it? And
well, I heard a rumour, Claire, that you, what went on between you and Sid Owen?
Let's find a picture of Sid Owen. Do you want the official version or the real version? Let's have a look.
Well, there's Ricky from EastEnders. He's just become a dad for the first time at 49. He and partner Victoria are planning on getting married this summer. But he brought out a book recently, a few months ago. I think it's called From Rags to Ricky. And it's talking about, well, obviously his whole life. But his father was an armed robber, and he actually turned to a life of crime. He was in trouble quite a lot when he was younger until he found acting. And then he found at 13 that he was working with Al Pacino in the movie Revolution. So how incredible is that? It's like your first job. But that looks like a really good book if anybody wants to read it. I haven't read it myself, but it does look really interesting.
Well, on a night out a long time ago with no children around, some friends of mine were friends with Sid Owen, and we went out for an evening where, because he was there was copious amounts of alcohol that was drunk. And the next day when I sort of woke up at my friend's, she had told me that I had kissed Sid, to which I sort of refused to believe, because I don't just kiss people when I first meet them. And I spent weeks and weeks agonizing with myself over this, until they produced some photographs which showed that I hadn't kissed him, but I'd been with him. They let me know that I hadn't kissed him. And I spent 2 weeks absolutely, So Ricky, if you're watching, hi, we didn't kiss. That's all right. Yeah. quite a funny experience. Jenny, Drury's not been well. Jenny, feel better. Make sure that you eat well, look after yourself, and maybe read some back issues of Lengro magazine. Where are they available, Jack?
They're available on clearpetulengro.tv.
Fantastic. Oh, Pat says, I read somewhere that Al Pacino is like an adopted father to him. See, maybe I ought to get my friends to give Ricky a call, because Al Pacino, there would be a man I'd date. Well, how old must he be now, Jack?
Oh, he must be like really, really old now, mustn't he?
Very, very old.
Hope he's not on any dating sites.
Maybe he's got a son.
Or a grandson even.
I can't believe the time has gone so quick. We've only got 5 minutes left, guys.
What are you doing for the rest of the week, everybody? What are you doing, Claire?
Yeah. Let us know what you're doing. I'm going to be sorting out ski gear for my daughter, Honey, who's going to be traveling over to Italy for a week skiing with her school. She's absolutely over the moon, and she can't wait. So I don't know what I'll do without my little honeybee for a week. We've never, ever been apart properly, apart from a one-night sleepovers that she has. I'll be lost. I'll probably be coming up to see you, Jack.
Yes, come to see me.
Yeah, and that will probably also be around Valentine's Day, when we will do a Lengro Live. That's when it's due. So, Jack, what do you think we do a Lengro Live in your house around Valentine's?
Yeah, we could do that. That sounds good. We're also thinking about doing another paranormal show, aren't we? We're thinking about going up to London.
Absolutely.
To the London Tombs. Yeah, so that's in the pipeline.
Absolutely. Healing wishes from Leslie as well. That's so lovely. Nikki Goddard's got a date, but she says, I've got a 4 date. What does 4 date mean? You see, you're very greedy. You see, that's why we can't get a fella, Jack, because
we don't understand the lingo.
He's having a date with 4 people. You've got to spread the love around. You really have. Jenny's feeling a bit better. Go out and find 2 guys. You see, the problem is, guys, when Jack and I go to London, not only do we have exactly the same terrible sense of direction when we were spending days in London and we're near our hotel, but we're still going in every direction.
We just go in circles, don't we?
We also end up having such intense conversations that we could be sitting next to Al Pacino and we wouldn't even notice. Okay, next time we go to London, we must promise to take our blinkers off. Deal?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, for Nikki Goddard, it is the 4th date.
The 4th date.
Could you guys let us know, please? Nikki, could you let us know how serious has this got?
Yeah. And are there rules, Nikki? Are there rules what you're allowed to do on a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd date before you get to the 4th date? Let us know.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you taking a toothbrush? I wonder. Well, listen, Nikki, do keep us up to date with your 4th date with the guy, and she must obviously like him as well. What attracted you to him, Nikki? Could you let us know what attracted him to you in the first place? Yeah, Leslie's gone and said it for all for us. Here you go. I'll put up Leslie's question because Leslie gets straight to the point. What base is a 4th date? Well, that depends if you're a Romany gypsy and your mother's around, or whether no one's watching, I suppose, doesn't it? Really?
Or whether you've got your children are around too. But Chrissy Wheatley says, Claire, you should organise a meet-up with the Lengro ladies.
Oh, now that's long overdue. Of
yeah,
course,
definitely.
We were going to be joined by Deborah Petulengro today, but unfortunately she was taken into hospital last night, and we send her all our well wishes as well. She's just having some investigations done. And Amanda Waring, she is wondering.
Where is she?
Where is she wondering? She is somewhere foreign again, isn't she?
Yeah, but we did say we're all going to get together and do like a meet and greet thing. We're going to come to somewhere where we can meet everybody, because that would be really great.
We would love to meet you all, and in the pipeline as well. Now that life is resuming and the stars help us to go forward, we are talking about doing some trips to London with you guys that might involve a meal with us, a London show, and just a really, really good time as well. But we'll let you know more about that as the year goes on. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. If you ask someone what base you get to on a 4th date and the reply is lol, could you interpret that, Jack? What does it mean?
I think that's anything goes. Anything goes. You can
hold on. I'm not sure. Yeah, go on.
Well, I'm not sure. We're meeting in a hotel. We've been meeting in the hotel once a week at the moment because it's a distance one. Well, that's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah,
I really like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely lovely. And as Jem says, it's always crazy when we get together. That's coming from the Prosecco Queen herself.
Yes.
Leslie says the gang will be back soon. And of course, Leslie, it won't be complete unless you're there. Chrissy says, even if it's just tea or coffee. Tea or coffee,
Your
Jack?
coffee.
Your coffee. It will be cocktails, Chrissy, or perhaps a mocktail, should you so be
Or a
inclined.
mushroom tea.
Mushroom. But if you wind back this, if you're watching on playback, it's not the kind of mushrooms that you're thinking
Not that
of.
kind of mushrooms, no.
Nikki's from Brighton as well, so we'll have to meet up at some point. And Pat Taylor, so lovely, is sending love and healing wishes to Deborah. Is Thomas doing a show with us on the something of April? I don't have that in my diary yet, but I will have to talk to my agent and see what she's booked up without my knowledge. But of course, the gorgeous Thomas, you can watch his amazing Beneath the Covers interview on Jack Tyler's page as well. So look at the bottom of the screen, guys, and make sure that you're following Jack as well, or you'll be missing out. Right. I guess it's some housework for us now, Jack. What do you think?
Yep.
Or maybe it's
housework and a cup of mushroom tea.
A cup of mushroom tea it is. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Jack, what do you want to say while I find our outro?
Oh, just have a lovely rest of your week, and we'll keep you posted when our next, we're going to next be on our next show. And hopefully Debs and Amanda will be able to join us that time.
Absolutely. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you soon.